Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Czarface Ultimates figure from Super7. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks positively fantastic, and overall, it's just a great design, period, and then brought into plastic. Like Super7, you can feel the love they put into this. There's just really nice, fine details here in the sculpt. I mean, everything looks clean, pretty much right off the page. Unfortunately, a little bit of paint slop here and there. You can see a little bit of silver there. And I do have a little mark here on the forehead piece, or the brow rather, unfortunately. But everything else, just like, again, the actual design of the figure is positively beautiful. I mean, a lot of very solid colors, which is the original design. So that's just where it should be. But I really love that they used this translucent plastic here for the hips, the abs, and then the left delt. And yeah, just really well done. Not only that, but my trusty light here, and they actually hid the inner workings really well. You can see that the kind of energy effect, the darker pieces kind of center in the middle there, and it really hides the inner workings, and that's really cool. Not only that, but it looks really badass lit from the back. And then, you know, all these translucent pieces. So really, if you backlight this figure, you're going to get some really cool effects. Not only that, but I mean, again, basically silver, blue, red. That's the color scheme here. And yeah, they killed it. Not only that, but we get this awesome cape. This is attached to the figure. This is not an accessory. You can see this kind of comes under these pieces right here, and that is attached. These don't remove at all, so definitely be careful with that. But you know, that cape is wired. We'll get more into that in articulation. But yeah, in terms of just the overall look of the figure, just so good, and definitely just a great design brought to life in plastic. We get a really fun loadout of accessories here, so let's jump right in, starting with hands. And right out of the box, we actually get relaxed hands. That's a kind of a nice change of pace. Generally, we're getting fists, but here we get a relaxed hands. So obviously the left has the blue glove on it, and the right is just the, you know, robotic hand. Then we move on to a couple of gripping hands. So the left is more of actually a true gripping hand, where the right is a little more open. Slightly, not much, but slightly more open, slightly more like spread apart fingers, as you can see there. Then we get a couple of fists. And almost finally, penultimately, we do get a couple of energized grasping hands, and that's awesome. I love this. Is probably the way I will display the figure. I just want that to focus, actually. Pardon me. But yeah, no, these are really cool. Really love that. Again, backlighting this figure, I think, is very wise decision. Then we actually get an extra left hand, and I'm all about that as a lefty. And we get an extra left fist, no knuckles or anything like that, just plain red. And yeah, if you know the background of this, let me know. I'm actually kind of new. I was aware of Czarface before this figure came out, but hadn't listened to the music, and absolutely love it. So I'm definitely like excited to dig in going forward. So there's that. Then we get 3 different head sculpts. So right out of the box, we do get kind of the neutral, kind of standard head sculpt, you know, what you would expect. Again, unfortunately, a little bit of paint slop here up on the brow, but that is what it is. Then we get a head sculpt with a slightly open mouth. You can see kind of a port or laser sort of thing going on there. Pardon me, the shininess of the figure is kind of throwing off my camera here. But there we go. So really nice details in the mouth there. This is probably the most detailed head of the 3. Absolutely fantastic. And then we get one with, you know, kind of a slightly open mouth, but then we get those laser effects coming out of the eyes. And really love that. That is a yellow translucent plastic. I'm trying to get that to focus. Man, shiny figures really just like mess up my camera. But there we go. So really cool look there. And then we move on to just a couple of rockets, and these are actually for the upper part of the glove on the left hand. So we get this like kind of double rocket with the blue pieces and the red tips, and then a silver rocket with the red tips and arrows here, and then we also get that little translucent yellow flame piece. And again, those just port in to this right here. I actually thought I lost something, then I realized that those are just separate. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation balance here, absolutely wonderful. Freestanding kicks for days. This took absolutely no effort to get into. Love it. It is not resting on the cape here. This is soft goods, and actually gonna throw out the balance. No, I'm not. Like, look at that. Beautiful. Love it. So there's that. Getting into finer points. What my one gripe with this is actually in the head. So it is a barbell joint coming from the neck into the head. And as you can see, we don't really get a lot of up, not a ton of down either. And part of that, let me see if I can remove this safely on camera, is you can see that there's a sharp cut here with the back panel of the back, and yeah, there's no room. I mean, so I guess might be able to like cut that or make some more room. I don't know why they wouldn't do that, especially, that this is a character that would very much benefit from having, being able to look up, especially with the cape and everything. As a little sad about that. Speaking of the cape, it is fully wired, so that definitely factors into the articulation. And really cool. Something I didn't actually mention in the aesthetics is I really love the way that they kind of did the wear here. The cuts are actually more natural looking than most, so absolutely love that. But beyond that, we do get some rotation in that head as well, naturally. We are hinge and swivel at the arms, so we come up almost to a full T. We're running into these delt guards a little bit, but still very nice. We do get bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, which come to 90. We get rotation there as well. We get hinge and swivel at the wrists. We get a ball joint here at the diaphragm. We get a ball joint here at the waist, my favorite combination. And the crunch isn't too bad, especially for a Super 7 figure. The arch back is even better. And then we get some nice side to side. We get some nice rotation as well, mostly from the, I'm dropping the rockets there. Mostly from the top here, right, the diaphragm. For the hips, full splits, positively beautiful, could not ask for more. Front kick is not full 90, but very, very close. We do get thigh swivel, as you can see. The design just lends itself to that. We are single jointed at the knees, which is going to bring us to 90. We do get some rotation, not really like in and out, but more just kind of like true rotation. Then we get to the feet, and we do get some nice perfect point. We get a tiny bit of forward and some pretty nice rocker as well. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here he is with some other Super 7 Ultimates. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with articulated icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Czarface Ultimates figure from Super 7 is that this figure absolutely kicks ass. Just really fun articulation, great accessories, incredible character design. Just, yeah, absolutely worth it. If you're a fan of Czarface or any of the artists that are involved in that project, if you just like this design, do not sleep on this. Absolutely worth the money. The only thing really holding it back for me is that head articulation. I don't know why they did that. It is technically fixable. I mean, you can go in and probably Dremel that or something like that. I might do that at some point, but it should be there. You know, especially just again, as a character that has a cape, technically flies, like it should be able to look up, and that much is sad. But everything else about this is so good. Honestly, I thought the Slayer Minotaur figure from Super 7 was going to be my representative for Super 7 in my top 13 of the year list. However, this pretty much just automatically overtook it the second I got out of the box. Really fun figure, and that's just a type of energy that I love. So fully recommend this. It is available from various online resources right now. So I'll have a link or two or more in the description below. So check that out if you're interested. And that being said, if you found this review somewhat entertaining, please come back, because I do multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, come on back. Let's just escape the world and talk about some beautiful plastic just like this figure. And really, at the end of the day, I just hope that you are well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, Simians.